If we notice this financial statement, this piece of paper, 3 lines at the top. 3 lines on the top are always name of the business, name of the document, and the date. Now, a balance sheet is always prepared for a specific date. Okay, so we're going to say today, January 3rd, my balance of cash was this. Or my balance of liabilities was that number. We can't say for the whole fiscal period, this is what it is. So unlike our income statement, which is going to say for month ended, our balance sheet is always prepared for a specific date. Typically that last date would be the last day of the month, the last day of the quarter, or the last day of the fiscal year. Okay? So that is going to be a little bit different. Now when we look here, we have 2 columns for numbers, but notice that they are far opposite sides. You will also notice it kind of looks like a big T account a little bit. Would you agree? So on the left-hand side here, we're going to have our assets. On the right-hand side, we're going to have our liabilities and owner's equity. The other thing that you need to realize is Aptly has gone through and filled in some information for us. Notice that it has the word total assets on here. And then over here on the right-hand side, it says total liabilities and owner's equity. You can see right here, Aptly says, you can't type nothing there. And they purposely have this left as a blank line because on your balance sheet, you want to make sure your totals are on the same line. So that way you can easily go across to see if these 2 numbers equal. You will recall on our income statement, we had to use our account classifications of revenue and expenses. You need to also put your account classifications on your balance sheet. And our 3 account classifications that go on our balance sheet are, say it for me, give me one of them. Assets, liabilities, owner's equity. Those are always going to be centered. So when we take a look at how text goes here, Aptly is automatically going to format it for you, but I want you to realize we're going to center our headings, and then our account titles are going to be left aligned. And you will see right here is going to be where we put our numbers that would go on there. So I wanted you to see how things look on here first before you go through and start filling in numbers. So they gave us a partial worksheet, and the partial worksheet looks like this. You notice that they only gave you your balance sheet information. So let's go ahead and fill in the left hand or the top, and we're going to do this for Ken's carpet cleaning. And then this is a balance sheet, and we're preparing it as of April 30th of the current year. Very first line on the left-hand side is going to say the word assets, and it is going to be centered. I am going to do the left side completely, then I'm going to do the right side. So what I need to do, looking at my balance sheet, I have to go through and determine which one of these are assets. I'll give you a hint. Assets have what for normal balance? Debit. So you're going to have cash through what listed as assets? You got it. And then all liabilities always have the word payable in it. Thank you.
Sorry.
That's okay. I'm struggling typing accounts receivables today. I have all of my assets listed on the left-hand side, and then I'm going to break out my handy-dandy little calculator. And I'm going to add them up. Anyone got a number? You got that number too? Okay. Brooke and I agreed. Anyone else? Got some more head shaking? Doing okay? So I just added up and I have a total for my assets. I'm going to then move on to the right-hand side, which is going to be my liabilities, owner's equity. So the first thing I have to do is put my heading of liabilities. I have 2 liability accounts. Again, all liabilities can be identified because they say accounts payable. I'm going to do accounts payable Betsy Russell for $1,650. Almost couldn't say that. Lindgren Supply. Oh my goodness. See, I'm totally on the wrong spot here. Thank you for saying who. Then I'm going to do accounts payable taxes by Thomas. I think I got that one right. For $111. I even said the wrong number. It's supposed to be $548. So I'm going to take my $548 plus my $111. Hopefully you don't need a calculator for that. I almost broke out my calculator. And I have total liabilities of $659. How did I do, Logan? Did I do the math okay on that one? Okay, now below total liabilities, I have to put in my next account classification, which is owner's equity. Now, I only have one owner's equity account, and that is going to be Ken Ternacki. Yeah, Ken Ternacki. Capital. But do not put 11,810 there. It'll be wrong. Wrong. Okay. I'm breaking on my calculator. So, this is what we want to do. If you want to spin around so you can see what I have to do. So, Ken Ternacki Capital right here is 11,810. So, I'm going to put that in my calculator. Net income or net loss? How do you know? Where? Right here on my worksheet. Okay? Point blank. It looks right here. Line. I can't read that number. 19. Net income. And we have a net income of $1,899. Now, if you didn't have your worksheet in front of you, you would probably have your income statement. And your income statement should have exactly the same net income on it. Agreed? So, in my calculator, I have 11,810. I need to add 1,899. But I'm not done. What else do I need to do? What other numbers on here have I not dealt with? My drawing. And what do I do to drawing? Subtract, because it is a debit balance to my credit. So I have to go in and I have to subtract $855. So that gives me my new balance of capital of $12,854. This is the most common mistake that is made in this chapter. Not being able to calculate your capital. Now, when I take my $12,854, I then add my total liabilities of $659, and I get this number of $13,513, and I'm like, that number sounds familiar. Doesn't that number sound familiar? Because it says right here, total assets. The whole point, these two numbers must equal. If they don't, I added these two, total liabilities and my capital. I didn't add all three because this number is already in your total of $659. So, when your total assets equal your total liabilities, owner's equity, you do a little happy dance because, whoop, your accounting equation equals. Get what number? You can ask. Ask it. Do it. What number does he need? The 12,854 or the 13,513? Okay. Give me your eyes. Got them up here? Okay. It's okay to ask. So you have to take your original capital number of 11,810. You see it right there? So I'm going to put that in there. And then I'm going to add my net income of 1899 from my worksheet. Now I have to subtract my drawing. So subtract 855. Minus drawing, yes.